Good evening and welcome. We are excited to have you here at the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. So thank you for joining us tonight. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. So I definitely want to jump right in and get started and introduce you to all those schools in just a moment, but just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. Each school tonight is going to have 6 minutes to share with you about their institution. But we'll be around for the entire session to answer your questions. So please keep those questions coming. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions at any point in time. You may have already noticed your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. So again, just make sure that if you do have questions, we encourage you use that Q&A button and we will get to those throughout the presentation. Also wanted to let you know that this is just one of many different sessions happening. So be sure to check out the schedule on the website. We have additional sessions tonight as well as tomorrow. So, take a look at that. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. So you'll be able to see all of the recordings as well as that schedule I mentioned as well. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to our very first presenter for the evening, and that is Simmons University. Take it away.
Hi, thank you. I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so my name is Denise Hueso-Rosales. I use she, her pronouns, and I am one of the senior assistant directors at Simmons University, and I work with a third of our adult and transfer student population. So just to jump right in, Simmons University, if you're not too familiar with it, is located in Boston, Massachusetts, right in the Fenway area. We have a little over 1,700 undergraduate students. We are a women-centered institution, so students that identify as women, trans, non-binary, gender fluid, can attend our undergraduate programs, but our graduate programs are co-ed, just so you all know. And then about 17% of our undergraduate population are transfer and DIC scholars. So DIC scholars is just a name we use for our adult students, but of course this presentation is geared more towards our transfer students, which is a fairly big population, and our transfer population is very much integrated in the undergraduate community as well. So, these are undergraduate students, and so we want to make sure that they feel included in our community as well. So there's also some statistics on here where about 31% of our students identify as students of color. We're also a part of a consortium or a group of schools called the Colleges of the Fenway. These are 5 schools in the Fenway area that have strong partnerships with one another. And the reason I mention that is by attending Simmons, you can actually cross-register and take classes at those other institutions, should you choose. Some of our students do want to do this, and all of these colleges are walking distance from our campus. So Boston is also known as a college town. So there's schools everywhere, and about 15 colleges are just in walking distance of our campus. We have 60 plus majors and programs, and then we also have study abroad opportunities. Yes, transfers can study abroad if that was something that you were interested in. This is a list of our majors and programs. So there's a lot on here. For those interested, basically we do have nursing. For example, we have a 2-year nursing program for our transfer students. That's a little more of a larger conversation. So if that's something you are interested in, feel free to email me and I'll throw my email in the chat later on. But we also would like to give students opportunity to have to possibly get a master's degree in our accelerated program. So we do have an opportunity of a 2+1 program for our bachelor's of social work and a master's in social work. So basically, you would be able to get your master's and bachelor's within 3 years of you attending Simmons, which is awesome. We also have a library science accelerated program and then a master's in public policy accelerated program. This is something that you get to, if it was something you were interested in, it's very much possible to do if you so dreamed to do so. So basically, we as the admission counselors work very closely with their transfer students. We like to say we're advocates for these students. They're very driven students, but also we want to help welcome you into the Simmons community and possibly find your dream college. So some common traits of the students that we see coming to Simmons that are transfers, we do have a suggested GPA of a 2.8, but we are seeing an average of about a 3.4 coming into Simmons. And all of our students are ready to just have real world experiences. So all our students are ready to just jump in those internships and start building their resumes early, which we love to see. So this is just some of our top most recent employers. One of my favorite statistics on this slide is that 97% of Simmons grads are employed or related or in a field related to their program or major. That's very important to us because we know that specifically transfer students are coming from another school or may have not had the experience that they wanted at their first schools. And so we want to make sure you're getting the most out of your experience at Simmons. And so we want to make sure that you're taking the classes, taking the courses that are really, they're going to be your end game, that make the most sense to you so that you can leave feeling that the classes you took are really to help you in the next step of your career, which is what we want for you and end of the day. And then I did mention that we are a women-centered institution. So I wanted to kind of bring that back. So students that attend these schools are twice as likely to complete a graduate degree. And that's one of my favorite statistics, just because in our classrooms, our professors really just are serving as advocates for our students, but especially in the majors and programs I showed on a previous slide, there's mostly men in leadership in those fields. So we're only really seeing men or at that white men. And it's very important to address that, but also we want our students leaving that they can take on the world, be leaders, and, potentially even see themselves in leadership positions outside of Simmons in these career paths that they're choosing. So it's something that's very much ingrained in our founding at Simmons, but also in our curriculum as well. So we really want students to just feel empowered when they're leaving. And another fun fact is that 20% or 1/5 of women in Congress attended a women's-centered institution. So what makes us different is that from other women's-centered institutions, especially in Massachusetts, is our location being in the Fenway area, which is very much, a lively city, a lot going on, but also having, that your classes really geared towards that women-centered mission is so important. And that's something that I love to just highlight. That was my last slide. And so I'm going to drop my email and all this other information that you'll find helpful, but I will hand it over to the next panelist.
Wonderful, thank you, and perfect timing. I've enjoyed hearing about your school. So next up, we have Penn State University.
Great, thank you so much, Laura. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining all of our great institutions tonight. It's my pleasure to share some information for you as a potential transfer student to Penn State. So if you're not familiar with Penn State, we are a large institution in the Big Ten Conference. However, aside from our large campus, University Park, with the over 40,000 undergraduate students, we actually have 19 other campus options that range in size and obviously geographic location. So we're able to allow students to really customize their Penn State experience, whether they want a small campus feel, mid-sized, large campus, you want to live in a college town, big city, etc. We have all of those options for you. But really important to note that regardless of which campus you attend, we are one university, one transcript, one application. So you are getting a world-class Penn State education, Penn State experience, again, with a variety of different experiences available to you. Okay, but speaking specifically for our transfer population, we have a nice, healthy transfer community at Penn State, nearly 4,000 transfer students. That's about 14% of our undergraduate population. We have a graduation rate for transfer students of 62%. And of course, we are a top 1% world-class university and a Research One institution. Now, I can't emphasize enough the breadth and the strength of our alumni network. We do have the largest living alumni network in the world. So you do have a wonderful opportunity to transfer into an institution that has leaders in every industry, in every field. We have alumni chapters in every county in Pennsylvania, as well as in every state in the United States and throughout the globe as well. And you can see the power again of our Penn State network, where out of every 106 Americans that have a graduate degree or an undergraduate degree, excuse me, one of them is a Penn State grad. So again, a large network. We offer a breadth of study abroad opportunities, from 1 week long embedded programs to, of course, the more traditional semester abroad, full year abroad. We've gotten our Penn Staters on every continent on this globe except for Antarctica. And we are definitely leaders and highly ranked in career services, career preparation. You know, the way that we continue to foster that very strong alumni network is to make sure that we are preparing our students for a successful career from their very first day here at Penn State. And we focus not only on academics, but obviously on the full college experience as well. So regardless of what you're interested in joining, whether it's club sports, intramurals, Greek life, pre-professional societies, groups that are dedicated to specific causes or affinity groups, or clubs that are just truly for fun, for you to pursue other hobbies, passions that you have with other students that share those similar interests as you. We have organizations for you to join and really fill out your full college experience. Now, speaking to the transfer, again, population specifically, the way we classify transfer students is any student who has earned 18 or attempted 18 or more post-high school graduation college credits. So dual enrollment courses will not count towards that 18 credit threshold, but post-high school graduation, that's how we classify transfer students or transfer applicants. And of course, with a large university, we have a lot of academic programs for you to choose from amongst all 20 of our campuses, and you can see sort of the variety of them here. I will say that we do have, the majority of our programs are open to transfer students, but we do have some programs that restrict admissions for transfer students. Those are going to be primarily, I would say, the business and engineering programs at our University Park campus specifically, but we obviously have business and engineering options at some of our Commonwealth campuses, our smaller campuses. So when I finish with the presentation, I'm going to put a lot of links in the chat for you where you can see what transfer possibilities there are for you in our different academic realms. Okay, now to apply as a transfer applicant, very straightforward. You will just apply through our My Penn State application, and then you will send us official transcripts from any, again, post-high school college institutions that you've attended. We don't need SAT or ACT scores. We will not need high school transcripts from you during the application process, but after admission, then we will ask you to send us your official high school transcripts for verification. And in terms of transfer credit, this is something that's really important for transfer students. When we send you an offer of admission, it will include a transfer credit report that will tell you how many credits that you've taken prior, will apply over to Penn State. It will also tell you if any of your previous coursework have direct Penn State equivalents as well. And so you don't have to take those specific courses as part of your degree completion at Penn State. However, and we will do that obviously after we review your official college transcript or transcripts. However, if you even before you apply, if you wanted to see what transfer credits would be available to you at Penn State, you can go to our transfer credit tool. It's a big, long, complicated URL, so we don't bother putting it in here, but just Google Penn State transfer credit tool, you will find it. And you just input all of the information for the specific courses that you've taken previously. And again, it will tell you transfer credits, number of transfer credits, direct Penn State equivalents. If we have not evaluated that course before, it will tell you that we need you to send us syllabus so that we can tell you what transfer credits apply. All right, and I think had pretty good timing, surprisingly, but thank you again for sharing your time with me. Here's some of our contact information and social media for you to find out more and reach out to us at Penn State. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna put some links in the chat for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Isabel. All right, next up we have Sacred Heart University. And Lauren, it looks like you're muted.
First time using Zoom. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Johnson. I'm one of the assistant directors at Sacred Heart University. I oversee all of the part-time admissions, and then Amanda Wagner oversees all of the full-time transfer. So I'm just going to share my screen. So here we go. So Sacred Heart, it was founded in 1963 by the Diocese of Bridgeport. It's the first Catholic university in the US founded by lay people, which is why we are called the pioneers. We are the second largest Catholic university in New England, and our undergraduate enrollment is 6,000, and our total university enrollment with graduate students is 9,000 students. So we have 6 colleges of study. We have the College of Arts and Sciences, the Isabel Farrington College of Education and Human Development, our Jack Welch College of Business and Technology, our Davis and Henley College of Nursing, our College of Health Professions, and our St. Vincent's College, which houses our associates and certificate programs. So you might notice that the College of Nursing and St. Vincent's is it's in italics. That is because we don't accept full-time transfer students for those 2 programs, but every other program we do. Our largest majors within the College of Arts and Sciences is psychology and criminal justice. For the Isabel Farrington College of Education, we have elementary or secondary education. And then the College of Business, our largest programs are finance, accounting, and management. And then for the College of Health Professions, the largest ones we would say are either exercise science or health science. And so, we're a liberal arts school, so you're welcome to come in undecided, and we'll work with you to figure out which way you want to go and what path you want to take. And I think, one of the really nice things about Sacred Heart is the class size. It's at 21 students per class, which is a 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So it means a lot of individualized attention in the classroom. I actually did my master's at Sacred Heart in education, and it's definitely, I can, say that I definitely felt like my professors knew who I was, and they were just willing to help at any time, which is, for me, it was really important to have that. And I know a lot of people thrive in that environment. So a little key factor. So our Center for Career and Professional Development, it's full of just services to help launch you after you graduate. And so we have a 99% full-time employment or graduate study placement within 1 year of graduation. And I think the largest thing to highlight on here is our Handshake program. And Handshake is an online database that gives you a link to thousands of employers all across the country. So once you enroll at Sacred Heart, you will have access to this. And then you are welcome to work with our counselors who offer job and interview prep, alumni job shadowing, resume writing workshops. It's all over the board of how we can just best set you up for success once you complete your studies at Sacred Heart. Studying abroad, I just felt like was super important to highlight. I think, we like to pride ourselves on having a global perspective. We're more than just our local community. And I think, if anything has taught us anything over the past 2 years, it's that, we need to look at things on a larger scale. And we have 2 of our own campuses in Luxembourg and Dingle, Ireland. And there's opportunities for full semesters, 2-week sessions, summer courses, but definitely encourage you to take advantage of those opportunities. We have a first-year experience program at Sacred Heart, and so that is a program where you will work. You take a class, and either Amanda or I will be teaching it, and it's a 4-week program, just kind of where you learn how to, just like you kind of learn the ropes of Sacred Heart. It's just kind of, the purpose of it is to help you transition into the university, to understand kind of what resources are going on. We'll take you on a campus tour and just kind of learn like the lingo of Sacred Heart, just so you feel like comfortable on the campus. And then all students will have a first-year advisor who assists with their academic transition to Sacred Heart. And once you declare your major, you are automatically put with your advisor who will really, hold your hand to help you through the process. So tons of stuff to get involved with. I mean, I don't need to read it. You guys can look at the PowerPoint and see. I think what the biggest thing to highlight is that we have a performing arts and volunteer grant. So you can earn some money through the performing arts or volunteer organization. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So we have a lot of housing at Sacred Heart. There's, 4-year housing. There's 2-year residency requirement. After sophomore year, you can move off campus. But just the biggest thing to note here is that there are tons of virtual tours of all the residence halls available online. So if you do have any questions, you can go online. And then after this, I will, drop my information in the chat. And if you have any questions on, specific dorms and whatnot, I'm happy to answer any questions. And then applying to Sacred Heart, we use the common application. So our deadlines for fall are May 1st and then August 1st, priority and regular. And then for the spring 2023, the priority deadline is December 1st and regular is January 1st. Our applications are reviewed on a rolling basis. So is that my cue to hurry up? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
30 more seconds.
Okay. All right, well, application requirements, we need your college transcripts, your final high school transcript, and letters of rec. Real quick, transferring credits. There's no minimum credit requirement. There are a maximum requirement of 66 credits and 90 credits from a 4-year institution. I think that's pretty much it for that. You're eligible for financial aid. Transfer students are eligible to receive merit scholarships based on GPA and transferable credits. And that additional information, I think that's it. Check your emails for information from Sacred Heart. Follow us on Instagram. And I will post something in the chat that if you are interested in Sacred Heart, you can just fill out a link and we'll get you in our system. I think that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lauren. And I did just want to do a quick plug. If you do have any questions, for those of you who are here live with us, please feel free to drop those in that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen there, whether for Sacred Heart University or any of our previous or forthcoming institutions. And with that, I will turn it over to Columbia University School of General Studies.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. My name is Diana O'Donnell, she, her. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at Columbia University, specifically at our School of General Studies, which is the undergraduate division of Columbia for adult, non-traditional, and returning students. But today I am going to speak a little bit more generally about the 4 undergraduate colleges that we have at Columbia because they all have transfer opportunities. So Columbia is the oldest college in New York State, and it's the 5th oldest college in the country. We were founded in 1754, so we've been around for quite a while. For those of you who've been to New York, it's very bustling, but Columbia does have a surprisingly traditional campus, considering that it's in a major urban environment. We do have, quads, we have greenery, we have architecture that was designed to look like an urban academic village. So you definitely feel like you're in a traditional college campus, and you're welcome to explore our website to learn more about the campus. Everything we're doing tonight is going to be taken from the website, everything we're looking at. So you can always go back to columbia.edu if you want to check any of this out later. Learn a little bit about Columbia's history. We have many illustrious alumni. Alexander Hamilton was one of our first. And then we have 20 different schools at Columbia University. 16 of them are actually graduate and professional schools, but 4 of them are undergraduate colleges. And we are interested in transfer students. We love to see students from all over the country and all over the world. So it's always great to see applicants from Texas. I know that normally we do actively go to Texas and recruit students. Unfortunately, haven't been able to do that in person recently, but we hope to see you at your community college or at your other school at some point in the near future. So today we are going to focus on the 4 undergraduate colleges we have at Columbia University. And the thing to know about them is that they are integrated academically, but they're separated out administratively. So each school has a mission to serve a different type of student. So the student services and resources are going to be a little bit different. But when the students come into Columbia, regardless of which of the 4 colleges they belong to, they will be sitting side by side in the classroom. They will have the same academic opportunities. They'll earn the same degrees. They'll have the same opportunities to join clubs and organizations, use our career center, be recruited by an employer, do research with a faculty member, all of the above. So the model that we have at Columbia is a little bit different from other schools where, you know, they may have multiple colleges within one university, but they're kind of separated out by subject area. And for us, the undergrad colleges are separated out, again, by the type of student they serve. So we have Columbia College, the School of General Studies, the School of Engineering and Applied Science, and Barnard College. So Columbia College is the school you hear about students going to right after high school. You know, most students are very traditionally aged. They're living in a dorm, having a very traditional college experience. And they do accept transfer students, as you can see here. So if you have gone straight from high school to a community or 4-year college and looking to transfer directly out as a sophomore or junior, you can do that at Columbia College. The flip side of that coin would be the School of General Studies. So this is the undergraduate college for non-traditional students, and we're specifically looking for students with a little bit more life and work experience. So our students typically have spent some time away from school. Often they are transferring directly to Columbia from another school. I think we've had last year, maybe 43% of our students transferred from a community college. And 75% of our students are transfer students. So being a transfer student would actually be the norm at the School of General Studies, which is nice. But yes, it's for adult and returning students, but the exact same majors as Columbia College, the exact same program. It's totally integrated. It's not a general studies program. You would pick a major, but general studies is just the name of our school at Columbia for non-traditional students. The School of Engineering and Applied Science is for anybody who wants to study engineering. So that would purely be these engineering majors. So if you want to study math or physics, or if you're pre-med, you can do that at Columbia College, and you can do that at the School of General Studies. It would just be engineering majors that have to be studied at the engineering school. And finally, Barnard is an affiliate college at Columbia for women identifying students. So originally it was independent from Columbia, became a sister school to Columbia, and has maintained its identity as a separate college. So Barnard students can take classes at Columbia, and Columbia students can take classes at Barnard. They're right across the street from each other. They're part of the same community. So you have kind of double the opportunities. But again, it is an institution that serves women identifying students. So as a transfer student, you have 4 choices when you're coming into Columbia. You do have to pick just one school to apply to at a time. And I know in this quick presentation, we don't have time to talk about all the ins and outs of the various schools, but we encourage you to follow up with us. Each school has its own admissions office, so we can kind of help walk you through the process and let you know which school might be a good fit for you, or which school might have what you're interested in. You can see here that we have students from all over the country and all over the world. Columbia is a big school. We have about 30,000 students, but you'll see fewer than 10,000 undergraduates. So that's nice, because whichever school you come into, you'll feel like you're part of a small liberal arts college within a major research institution. So you do have a lot of supports and resources there for you. Bachelor's degrees are 124 credits. As a transfer student, you can usually transfer a maximum of 60 credits, but it depends on the program. And they just have to be in subject areas that are equivalent to courses that we're offering. We also are going to give you the opportunity to transfer in credits for classes you earn a C or better. So we're happy to talk to you about that and let you know what the opportunities are. We have a core curriculum, so we're known as a liberal arts school. We also have more than 500 clubs and organizations at Columbia. And we have a really robust career services center. So beyond the academic piece, there are a lot of ways for you to think about your next move and think about your career. So I'm going to wrap up. I know it's talking about a lot of schools in just a few minutes here, but the best way to get in touch with us is if you're on the homepage and you go to admissions, you scroll down to apply. It'll show you the websites for all of our undergraduate colleges, and you can click on them and you can contact us. So thanks so much, everyone, for your time and attention. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to let me know. Sorry, just stop the share here.
Perfect. Thanks, Diana. All right, next up we have Full Sail University.
All right, hello everybody, and thank you so much for having me. My name is Derek. I am a member of the touring and outreach team here at Full Sail University, and exciting to give you guys a firsthand look into a little bit of what Full Sail University is all about. So we began back in 1979 as a recording arts workshop up in Dayton, Ohio, but we have since moved down here into sunny Winter Park, Florida, and we now offer degree programs in everything in the entertainment, media, arts, and technology field. So what that means is we're going to help you guys have a lot of fun while also learning some very, very important skills to help make an impact. So I have a short little introduction video to explain the university better than I could in words, and then we'll continue on with some more information. Ooh, and it decided it wanted to go without me. So hold on one second. All right, so that's just a little bit of what Full Sail University is all about. Sorry that the audio was a little bugged up there at the beginning, but our areas of study, like you guys saw, are everything in music and recording, technology, gaming, media and communications, art and design, business, film and television, as well as our sports degrees. So very diverse in different areas of study, but we help you find your way into those industries in our home right here in Winter Park, Florida, which is a suburb of Orlando. So Orlando is world renowned for its theme parks. Both Disney World and Universal Studios are only about 20 minutes away from our campus. So it's nice to be an entertainment school in an entertainment city. With an endless summer here in the Sunshine State, there's always fun and exciting things to do in the outdoor worlds. There's a lot of freshwater springs and places to go kayaking and swimming here in the local Central Florida area, but the beach is a huge driver here to Florida. So of course, we have the beaches east, west, north, and south of all fun places to spend your time. But Winter Park itself is kind of a college town. We actually share this area with two other universities. Rollins, as well as the University of Central Florida, are right here in this area and really makes for a kind of like a melting pot of college towns, offering all the fun and exciting amenities you would expect for college, all right within walking distance of each other. So a lot of great opportunities, plus wonderful living arrangements. We actually offer over 30 different housing options for our students, and I'll be posting a link to our housing guide in the chat here shortly. But we're doing things a little differently here at our university and trying to help our students make an impact in these specific industries. And to assist along the way, you're actually going to be receiving your bachelor's degree in half the time. So that 120 credit bachelor's degree we offer in 20 months on campus and 29 months online. And for our master's degrees, we accelerate those as well to offer them instead of in 2 years, in 1 year's time. We offer our programs in that accelerated pace to prepare you for the intense but exciting creative demands that come with the entertainment industries, but additionally, we also offer that flexibility to begin your program at any time. So every month out of the year, we have a start date as well as a graduation. So we're not also flooding the job market with our graduates upon graduations. We also offer lifetime course auditing, which I'll come back to here in just a second. But to prepare you for your career and getting out into your first couple steps after graduation, you'll be working on different portfolio projects as well as career modules and workshops to help prepare you for the professional side of your industry and have a creative portfolio to demonstrate to potential employers. Now, our graduates are out doing some amazing things in the entertainment industries. If you were familiar with any of those different projects that were right there on that last slide, we had graduates that worked on every single one of them. And also working on some pretty amazing industry awards as well. At the 2021 Academy Awards, where there was not near as much drama at this year's 2022 Academy Awards, we had 85 graduates. Since the Grammys or Academy Awards just happened last weekend, we're still counting to see how many of our graduates were credited there, but we're still excited to see those numbers come in. At the Grammy Awards in 2021, we had 59 graduates credited, and at the 2021 Game Awards, 157 grads. So always proud to see where those people have ended up after they've left our halls and gone out and do some amazing things in these industries. But besides that, to reach those heights, our graduates are working at some amazing companies. And to assist them in getting there, that's where our career development comes into play. They're going to assist you with preparing your resume, professionalizing your portfolio, even doing mock interviews, and working with them to find different opportunities that are out there in these industries at companies just like the ones you see pictured here. And the ability to come back at any time, that is lifetime course auditing. Industries like ours change rapidly due to technology, and we want to make sure that we're offering all the opportunities for our students to stay up to date with that through the lifetime auditing. But besides just coming to class and working on what you're doing in the classroom, our students as well are going to be spending time in student clubs and organizations. So having fun, getting out of the classroom, as well as building your professional network is something that these student clubs can really assist you with. So this is just a handful that I could fit on this slide, but there is a whole litany of options for you to have fun and build your network. Now, one of our student clubs that has now moved into our professional esports team is the Armada. They are a part of our collegiate esports team. This is a facility that we've built called the Fortress. It's the largest esports arena on a college campus in the US and allows us to bring great opportunities for our students. So I'll be posting some links into the chat on how to get started next on either getting in contact with me to your right, or you can go ahead and reach out to our admissions team. And another thing I'm going to drop into the chat for you guys is scholarships. So with that, I'll be dropping it back over to you, Laura.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Derek. That was great. All right, so now we will turn over to our final institution for this session, and that is Washington and Jefferson College. Take it away.
Right. Thank you, Laura. Just going to share my screen real quick. So yes, my name is Samuel. I am an admissions counselor from Washington and Jefferson College. We are a private four-year liberal arts and sciences institution located in Southwest Pennsylvania in Washington, Pennsylvania, affectionately known as WashPA. We are located just about a 40-minute drive south of Pittsburgh. So of course we do have it's sort of a small town feel, some nice hiking trails, and sort of a small downtown. But of course, if you do want some of that bigger city living experience, we are right by Pittsburgh for all types of great museums or sports, arts and culture, and the like. Just to move on to talk a little bit about our history as a college. We were originally founded in 1781 as Washington College, and we joined forces with neighboring Jefferson College in 1865 when there weren't enough students in order to fill both Washington and Jefferson College due to the Civil War. So they joined forces, and of course we are named after the first and third presidents of the United States, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. To speak a little bit about the academic side of things, we have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So on average, your class sizes will only be about 15 to 20, which allows for sort of great interactions, intellectual relationships with professors. In fact, just to share a quick anecdote, I was speaking with a current W&J student who told me that she was struggling with a homework question late in the evening. She emailed her professor. Professor got back to her right away, said, let's FaceTime. And the professor was already home, but he had a whiteboard in his living room and helped explain the problem right then and there. So I think that's indicative of the really close relationships you can develop with professors here at W&J. And of course, 98% of our professors have terminal degrees, which means that they've reached the highest level of education in their particular field. And in addition to that, 40% of our students study abroad at least once. I'll touch on that more in just a little bit. But first, I just wanted to show all of our majors and minors. We have 34 majors and 35 minors here at W&J. Really, our bread and butter is probably our pre-health and pre-law programs. So people who want to go on and become doctors and lawyers, and some of the most popular majors in those fields would be, chemistry, biology for the former, and political science, English, history for the latter. I'll also take this time to mention that we can accept up to a total of 16 total transferring courses for a total of 64 credit hours. And another new thing that's actually starting at W&J is that all students, including transfers, will have to have at least 2 areas of study. And what that means is you could either have a double major or a major and a minor, which is something that most of our students have been doing for many years already. But we feel it really helps make them more viable candidates in the workplace by being able to answer important, difficult questions from a diverse perspective. In addition to our majors and minors, we also, of course, have some special pre-professional programs. If you're interested in teaching, we can get you certified to teach by the time you graduate. We also have some early acceptance programs in the pre-health and pre-law programs. We also have a dual engineering program that is actually associated with fellow panelists at Columbia University, where you'd spend 3 years, at W&J, and then 2 years at Columbia, or one of 2 other institutions, where you'd come out with a BA of your choice from W&J, and then a BS in engineering from one of those 3 institutions. A really cool and unique program at W&J that we have is the Magellan Project. What this is a personalized research project that's done during the summer. You can do up to 3 of them, actually, one after your freshman, sophomore, and junior years. And basically, you'll have a grant of about $3,000 from the school that you're able to use to come up with an idea of what you want to research and where you want to go. So as you can see on the screen, we've had students who helped rehab horses in Kentucky, travel to Kenya to do research about the women and education in that country. We've had students also live with Buddhist monks in Thailand, help tag sharks off the coast of South Africa to track their mating seasons. So I'd encourage everyone listening to, daydream a little bit, think about what's something you're passionate about. And if you could go anywhere to study something you care about, where'd you go and what would you do? And W&J can help make that possible. As I mentioned though before, 40% of our students do study abroad at least once. In addition to the Magellan, we have the traditional semester length program, but we also have J and May term courses, which is if you're looking for something a little bit shorter. We have 2-week courses during the month of January and May, which we have courses that go to, for instance, art capitals of the world like Paris or Berlin. I know the communications department often goes to London and they'll watch a different theater play every evening. So in short, there's a lot of great opportunities for traveling abroad at W&J. Just briefly speaking about our clubs and organizations, there's never a dull moment on campus. We have 26 Division III men's and women's athletic sports. And then just to jump ahead real quick to talk about our merit scholarships and applications, we will require your high school and college transcripts. And we offer merit scholarships that run anywhere from $23,000 to $34,000 based off of your GPA. So if you are interested, I'd really encourage you to come visit. We do have uncommon tours where you can do a virtual tour of campus. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, so it looks like we have just about a minute. What I would love to do is bring everybody back to give one piece of advice that you would give someone going through the college search process, specifically as a transfer student.
I guess my piece of advice would be to make your a non-negotiable list, is what I call them, of things that you're looking for in the college that you attend. And in that list, make sure you're asking your questions to your admission counselors. We're here to answer all your questions. And so make sure you have what you really want to get out of the university that you attend.
I would say definitely take advantage of the fact that we all exist, admissions counselors, transfer admissions counselors. The transfer process can be a little bit more complicated than the first year admissions process. Penn State for sure, because each program has specific requirements. So reach out to us, get one-on-one help, and we'll help guide you through that whole way.
Yeah, I would pretty much say the same thing as far as, just trust the process. We're here to help. We are the reason we are the admissions counselor, is to kind of walk you through this process. And I think the good thing, like I said, about Sacred Heart is that one-on-one attention. So I know it's pretty similar to Penn State, but it is I think the best piece of advice is to really utilize us, because that's what we're here for.
So there's no best school out there. There's only the best schools for you. So I would encourage everybody to do your research and apply to multiple transfer schools. That way, hopefully you'll have a choice, you'll get multiple acceptances, and it feels a little more empowering. It doesn't feel like the school is choosing you or giving you the acceptance. In the end, you're going to be the one to choose the school, because you'll have done your research and you'll have multiple institutions, hopefully, that you can choose from.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off everybody, this is your experience. This is getting to where you want to go in the future. So kind of like they said at Simmons, ask your non-negotiables, make sure that you lean on these admissions guides. It's what we're here for, is to assist you along the way and to make sure you make the best decision for you, because again, this is all about you.
Yeah, and I would just quickly say, make sure that make sure that you do things, as ahead of time as possible, because obviously, things can sneak up on you, life can sneak up on you. So it's good to, have as many ducks in a row as possible. Like Diana was saying, to make sure that you have lots of information in front of you to make the best and most educated decision.
Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing all of those fantastic pro tips. Lots of good little nuggets of information in there. So appreciate that. So thank you all for joining us. Just wanted to wrap us up here with a couple of last quick things. When I close this window out, you'll be directed to a really brief, it's just a 5-question survey. We would really appreciate any feedback you can provide on that, so we can help improve sessions like this one. And again, would encourage you to check back that schedule, sign up for more sessions, both today and tomorrow. And you can also, again, access those recordings, this one and all the other sessions that are occurring simultaneously at strivescan.com/Texas. All right. Well, thank you all so much again. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.